Is there somebody you still think about?
I'm gonna start crying. That would be my brother Drew. It's so confusing. I felt like I wasn't enough to keep him here, you know? But it's not personal. Their thoughts were too loud. What he was going through, I'm grateful I will never understand. You couldn't be mad at him like the second he smiled, you know what I mean? Oh my God. I miss him so much.
What was Drew's smile like?
I'd have to show you a picture.
I'd love to see it.
This one's a good one. That's a good picture.
His smile is beautiful.
Yeah. His first day of work. The day he passed away, he put me in a good mood. I had an attitude. And I remember we were both like, I feel like dancing. We were dancing in the car. The people who are going through the most don't want anyone to know. I feel like men don't feel safe to like express their emotions, and it's very uncomfortable for them. This life is not easy for anybody. I mean, the people who you think are the happiest, those are the ones who deal with really, really bad, intrusive, impulsive thoughts.
Facts. That's why I try to appear miserable as much as possible, so you know I won't kill myself. You had a little moment there and you're being sentimental. I appreciate that. You know me, I always do the jokes at the stupid times.
Yeah.
And then we have to make response.
Autism. Autism.
Hey, listen, man.
But I'd say the grief now it's like a tool in my toolkit.
Your grief works for you now.
Yeah, you understand people deeper, and I look for him everywhere, and I look for him in the people that I meet. Like, the way you listen reminds me of him. You know what I mean? Like,
Can I hug you?
yeah.
What's your name?
Katie Schlegel.
Hunter.
I got this video just for you.
Why?
I don't know. Sometimes I just watch a video, I'm like, this is for preach.
I mean, she said everything they had to say in that video. It'd be like that. Because the thing is that we have a role where we have to protect. And then sometimes protecting means that you're not talking about certain things to certain people. Because you want to protect them about certain things. Oh, yeah, but you know you could talk to me. I'm trying to protect you too.
Is that something you do a lot?
100%. Most of my thoughts I keep to myself. And I think it's better like that way for everyone. Yeah. Yeah, you can sometimes fathom people dealing with all that darkness, you know. It's a lot. So I wouldn't impose it on some people. Yeah, definitely. Certain things.
What else did you think about some of the other stuff that she was saying when she's talking about reminiscing about the person or anything else?
It's good. It's good that she reminisces the good things about that person. It's good that she doesn't feel any kind of resentment for that person, because I can understand that someone, I don't know exactly what happened before what I put together, he took his life.
Absolutely.
So she's not pissed off at that person. So oftentimes that's the sentiment that happens when someone takes their life. You're like, you're pissed off at them. You're like, yo, you abandoned me. Like, you're kind of a traitor, because I feel now that I didn't do enough to make you feel safe that you can open up to me, and it led you to do that. And I was not aware, so I feel singled out. Twice. I felt singled out because you didn't tell me what the fuck was going on. And I felt singled out because you took your life and you left me there.
I felt like I wasn't enough to keep him here, you know?
That's such a powerful line, isn't it?
Exactly what it is. It's like...
No, because you talked about the other side. You said you betrayed us, whatever, which is one end of the spectrum. But this is the other end of the spectrum where it's my fault.
Yeah, it's your fault because, again, people trying to protect people. It's like, yo, you didn't feel safe. I couldn't help you. I couldn't do anything. There's also that, 100%. It's a mix of a lot of things. It's not just one pure emotion, anger. It's a mix of them. In those situations, it's a mix of things.
But it's not personal. Their thoughts were too loud.
See, that's what I'm saying. She's not taking it personal. She let go of that thing. She said, you know what? It ain't me. It's not me. It was not about me. It was really what he was going through.
What he was going through, I'm grateful I will never understand.
That was the second
I'm
line.
grateful I will never understand. And that's a crazy line. Because if you understand what that person is going through, it's because you're living it a bit. Or if you understand what they're going through, it comes with the understanding of the pain that comes with what that person is living. And you cherish that person and you love that person and you don't want to think about that person being hurt. and understanding what they went through is understanding.
You said something. You said,
If you understand what that person is going through, it's because you're living it a bit.
what does that mean?
Because if you understand certain sentiment, it's not, you don't know exactly what they're going through, but that there's a side of empathy where you put yourself in someone's shoes and you don't feel, you can feel 1% of what they're going through. You don't know, but just that 1% can hurt so much. So now you're just trying to multiply it in your head how it really is to feel that and feel that pain. That it hurts you to understand that they were in that feeling. The pain comes in where you don't want that person that you cherish so much and you love so much went through that. It's like when people die tragically, you try to understand, or you try to think that, oh, maybe I hope they didn't suffer. And then when you realize that they suffer while they died, you're like, oh my God, on top of that they suffered. And then they tell you how that thing happened. You're like, oh my God, this must have been horrible. The person that I love went through that. You don't want the people that you love being hurt and now understanding what they're going through. You can imagine a bit. So that's why I'm saying that, you go through it a bit.
You know, I think one of the biggest issues with, I think, a lot of health-related issues, be it physical or mental, is that many different people's understanding of health-related issues either comes from the limited understanding they have from what they read or their own lived experience. Because a lot of people go through similar afflictions or similar issues. I think the issue is that people go through it for such different reasons. And so the solutions to them are so vast and different. But people can't understand that because many of us have had depressive episodes or, episodes of extreme sadness where if you describe the symptoms to other people, they're like, oh, I've been through that. But the difference between someone who's chronically depressed, someone who's clinically depressed and someone who's going through a depressive episode is completely different. For example, you might lose a child and you go through a depressive period where you're depressed. That is very different than someone who may have a brain imbalance where they just ever since they were a kid, they were always just off. And people can't understand this side of it because they're like, I felt the same symptoms when I went through a bad period. And after I got through that period, I felt better. I didn't need the medication. I didn't need the therapy. Why do you? But he's like, well, I have the same issue as you, but mine's just different because it's for different reasons. You know what I'm trying to say? Mm-hmm. And I say all this to say, at least the way I interpreted her line, now this is just an interpretation, when she said, I'm glad I'll never understand. It's like if this man just had an affliction, you know what I'm saying? Something that really just made him unhappy with life and it had nothing to do with the circumstances. It wasn't a matter of fulfillment. I think that line is just again, just an interpretation. Could be interpreted as just her saying, I'm glad I'll never have this disease that I feel like my brother had.
100%.
Because you can't understand what schizophrenia is like. You can't. You maybe felt paranoia. You don't know what it's like to constantly feel like all of these things are so surreal and they attack you at random points. You don't know. I don't know what it's like to be BPD. I've had mood swings. I don't know what BPD is like. And I'll never know. And I'm glad I'll never know. As much as I want to be able to empathize and understand, pretending like I can is just not real. I thought this girl's video and whoever shot and edited this was really well done. That was powerful. She was very open. You could see in the way that she spoke, the way her face lit up, the way she remembered things. She was just letting everyone in on that. I thought that was really cool. Really, really nice. I don't have too much experience with people who've taken their lives. I just know a lot of people whose lives have been taken. So for me, my experience is a bit different. So that's why I thought this video was probably more geared towards you, because I think you have better experience with that. And I also don't feel like I have that struggle of being able to open up to the people around me. I think got good people around me. If I want to open up, they're always there to listen. Men, women, doesn't matter. So that's why I'm not saying that's not real for other people. It's never been what's been around me most of my life. So that's what I understand.
You think you don't have any issues opening up?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
For the people who I choose to have and to open up, I think I'm very comfortable. Vulnerability doesn't scare me, especially over the last 7 or 8 years. I feel like it's just been so. Well, again, I'm speaking more in recent memory, younger years. Sure, probably when I was around her brother's age, probably was a different situation. Didn't have the tools or whatever it was, but. No, definitely over the years, I think that's definitely been different. Listen, men's experience, we have to talk about the fact that men have a hard time opening up, but I don't want to sit here and lie and say it's hard for me too. To be honest with you, it's not. I'm wrong. This is what I did, This is all the fucked up shit. It's cool. And as far as what you said earlier about keeping things away from people to protect them. The people that are close to me, I don't think I'd do that. Like if I had a health condition or whatever it was, like,
Oh, it depends for what.
okay. Yeah, I don't think, thankfully, it's not just I'm open to being vulnerable. The people around me create a very good environment where I feel like it's good. But I've also worked on that to have those relationship dynamics, right? We've all taken efforts to open up to each other over time and like, being, okay, this is cool. We can do this. You can receive, I can give, and I have that. So that's where I come from.
You're welcome.
I wouldn't say it's with you, my friend. Buddy, old boy.
That's why we're not friends. You see this?
You still saying that line?
We're not friends.
Well, it's a degrees of friendship, you know? You want to call me your friend?
You're the dude.
I'm a dude?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I was that dude.
What do you want to say about her video or just about the topic in general?
Nothing. I said what I had to say.
If anybody wants to know more about what Preach thinks, you can DM him. Maybe I'll tell you privately.
You have better chances with Abba since he wants to open up.
Not to you niggas. God bless y'all. Appreciate y'all. Some of y'all care. I see it. I can't do it. Again, person specific. But you know, Preach over here, he got some skeletons in his closet only he knows about. So you can see them in his eyes. Don't try to figure that shit out. At any rate, let us know what y'all think in the comments below.